This season, on Game of Bros, 10 Nesian warriors.
You must be focused.
One prize.
Do not be distracted by our beauty.
There will be winners. There will be losers. And lots of coconut oil. But only one warrior will win the ultimate prize. A trip for two, business class, flying Air New Zealand to Samoa and staying at the luxurious Taumiasina Island Resort with $1,000 spending money. Big muscles and flat noses. This is the Game of Bros. Last week, on Game of Bros, Carlos went beast mode and wasted everyone at the Taiaha Challenge.
Carlos, te toa whakaihuaka.
In the Elimination Challenge, Ammon struggled to stay up with the rest of the bros.
I watched Joash walk away with a lot of my hopes. Tough luck.
And in the end, he did the undie walk of shame.
Kia ora anō warriors, and congratulations for making it this far. They've done very well to get to this point, sis?
Yes, that's right, sis. Last week was bittersweet as we had to say goodbye to Ammon. But I must say, watching him walk away in his undies was very quite pleasing. But it's now time to look to the future. What's in store for us, our husband?
Kia ora ngā whaia.
Kia ora, you're on fire.
Kia ora ngā tamamā. Well done. You were still in the running to compete for Pani and Pani's affections.
And infections.
E rua ngā wāhanga o te wero o te rānei. There are two parts to today's challenge. Before the white man came with his fire sticks, warriors used traditional weapons for hunting and for battle. One in particular was a simple rock, and used not only in times of battle, but also to hunt food. He ngāwari te wāhanga tuatai. The first part is simple. In front of you will be different types of fruit. These are targets that you will need to hit with paint-filled water balloons. Each fruit you hit will become yours to use in the next part of the challenge. And all I can say is that the more fruit that you hit, the better your chances are in part 2 of the challenge.
You know, I'm a dancer, I'm all about accuracy and timing and things, so I thought this could be a challenge I could be quite good at. Carlos, you were gifted the taonga noa last week, and in last week's elimination, you chose Josh to sit out of that round.
Carlos, your advantage in this challenge is that you get to disadvantage somebody going into the first part of the whittle. Who would you choose?
I'm going to have to choose Josh. Josh had an advantage the last time with the last competition we had, so I thought it was only fair for him to have that disadvantage this time around.
Josh, your disadvantage will be that you will stand further back when throwing your water balloons.
When he picked me for the handicap, I thought it was fair enough because I got the immunity last week.
Okay, so why are you still standing here? Go get ready. Fart. I'm hungry.
Let's have a cup of tea.
They better get a lot of fruit.
What do you boys? Carlos, you're up first.
Right.
Let's go, brother. That's it.
Oh, well, I've played a lot of balloon fights in my years, and you know, throwing the overhand, it's always popping before me before I throw it. So Yeah, I thought to throw the underhand approach.
Take your time. Take your time, bro. Oh, Nick.
Carlos in this round, he started, so he didn't get the chance to watch anyone else's technique in terms of throwing it hard or lobbing it. He did okay, but probably not as good as he had maybe wanted to in terms of hitting. He hit a chili. So, I mean, what are you going to do with a chili? So, yeah.
It was tougher than it looked, honestly. The balloons were popping as I was grabbing them. Big ones especially, you know. They pretty much popped before you even saw it.
Hit the chili, Carlos.
Oh, there you go. He hit the big chili.
Well done, Carlos. Chili, banana, green banana, mango.
And orange.
Joesh, ko koe te tuarua. Step forward, please, bro. Toru, rua, tahi, got a few wa.
Yeah, the fruits I was really aiming for with the melons, eh? Like I really like the melons there because they're big and juicy and yummy, yeah.
Watermelon. Two watermelon. Banana, orange, watermelon.
Banana, orange, watermelon biscuit. Excellent.
Josh, ko koe naine. Step forward. You're further back than everybody else. Kia kaha. Toru, rua, tahi, got a few wa. Bamboo and a GoPro.
Us standing there, it was already hard, so for him being further back, it was going to be really hard for him to get one.
He was just putting his chest into it, bro. I was like, bro, turn that stuff down, man.
Two balloons over the top.
I thought the handicap was good for me because I was overthrowing it anyway, so I think I should have actually went further back.
Calm down on the weak bits in the mornings, Josh.
Nearly. He got air and string.
And I was like, it's common sense to you know, just adjust it. Put the angle a bit down, through.
That's a rock melon. You're solid as a rock melon, Josh. Josh, one rock melon. Tough.
So he only had the one rock melon, that's what he hit, and that's all he could work with in terms of the second part of the challenge.
Let's go, Oscar. Let's go, Oscar. Easy.
No, the challenge wasn't physically challenging. Yeah, this was kind of my sight, and then I'd try and aim, and yeah, everyone was, I noticed, trying to biff it as hard as they could.
Ooh, lovely. He's got bananas. We're going bananas for you, Oscar. Oh, great.
Watermelon.
You got a watermelon, fantastic.
Out of all the bros, the weakest arm was definitely Oscar. He was just throwing them soft, awkward, ugly. At least I had, you know, strength in there, and I had power, and just the accuracy was off for me.
Oscar caught me by surprise and actually performed like probably the best out of all of us. I don't know how he did it. Must have been that flick of the wrist.
Hara mai te ahua, Oscar. Couple of watermelons, rock melon, mango to banana. Nice.
My technique for the fruit throwing was just aim and throw. I mean, it was quite a far distance in terms of the travelling point of the water balloon. There were some that popped in my hand when I picked it up, and there were some that popped before I threw it. So some guys were lobbing it, but I sort of went for the straight sort of baseball throw.
Jesse, mango, watermelon, and some pineapple. Make some fruit kebabs. Delicious. Phoenix, ko koe hei whakatau poki te wero nei. You're up.
Swagger on.
We don't know what the objective of it is, so we're kind of just keeping safe in between the flags. Don't want to get too many fruit. We might have an eating challenge, and you don't want to get just less fruit because then you might not have any resources for the next one.
Phoenix, 2 yellow bananas, 1 green banana, and a pineapple.
The leaders in terms of the fruit, hitting the fruit the most was myself and Oscar, and also Phoenix hit quite a few as well.
Well done, boys. Tauke wetahi o koutou. That is only half of our challenge. Get yourselves ready, take on the next part. Where you go.
Well done, Warriors. All we can say about that is we are very happy you hit something.
Absolutely. And we really do get excited when you do hit it. Excellent. This is not where the challenge ends. No.
In the next stage of the competition, the bros will race to create a masterpiece using the fruit they hit in the previous challenge. They must then turn their work of art into a story and present it to the panis. The bro with the stinker story may be going home.
Yeah, when they told us we had to carve something out of our fruits, I was happy because everyone else had like all these fruits. Then they might have threw them off a little bit.
And what we had to do was carve out our fruit into any sculpture or any shape or form that you like, but you had to have a story to back it up. And that was the tricky part to it.
Guys, the loser of this challenge may be going home. You have 30 minutes to complete this challenge. Go!
My first reaction was 30 minutes, that's not long. Being creative, that's, you got to have a good story.
Honestly, I was being a whiapoko at the beginning. Honestly, I was just like, okay, I'll just take like at least 5 minutes just to plan it out.
What I took into it was, okay, sweet, I've got a huge selection of fruit. Unfortunately, there was a lot of watermelons, so I was going, heck, how am I going to use all of it? So I was also focusing really on my message that I was wanting to send.
My strategy going into the challenge was come up with the story first. That way you can be creative in terms of the fruit.
It's a bit scary not knowing what we're going to do with the fruits and things like that.
Josh's only fruit is a rock melon, but that may be an advantage because he could sit there and carve a beautiful design out of that rock melon.
That's very true, wow. True.
It's all about creativity. It's halfway, boys. Te kau Māori ma miniti kua hipa. 15 minutes down.
Pretty confident, man. Pretty confident.
Have you seen this big chili? It's not that big.
No, it was pretty big.
But it's big enough.
Yeah, I think it's big enough for the palate. I agree. Yeah. What do you think JC's doing with his? It does. It looks like a little pineapple dumbbell.
1 minute to go.
I really want to get in there and play with their mangoes.
Make it look good.
Stick everything in. Oh my God.
30 seconds. It's not on your plate now. Better hurry. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, tahi. Knives down. Fruit down. Done.
But without further ado, boys, we have a very special guest with us today to help us judge your beautiful creations as well as your stories. Welcome, Paula Maxwell, CEO of Māori TV.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora koutou.
E te matua, e te rangatira, e te tāhuhu rangapū o whakaata Māori, nei rangamihi mai oha ki a koe, nau mai ki tēnei o ngā hōtaka, tēnei mātau e mihi kaua tūnei ki a koe.
Kia ora, ngā mihi kia koutou.
Potter, you've come on a very good day. Each male here will present their dish to us and they have to convince us with a really amazing story.
Yes.
The story has to turn us all on.
Yes.
And the fruit has to be ripe. And the presentation has to be very creative.
Yeah.
We love men that know how to manage their fruit.
So for my presentation, I went for the approach of the long-told story of Maui stopping the sun. So Maui went up to the mountain because he knew that the sun was moving too fast. We need some sun for you guys. And so he climbed up the mountain. He casted out his ropes and he grabbed the mountain. If you can see the sun, he grabbed the sun on the sun right there. If you get a close-up.
So is your story the story of the Aotearoa Maui?
I went to Hawaii and went to the mountains on the west side, but I believe that it is the same Maui, and it is legends told that he came to Aotearoa.
Oh, I'm just really impressed by the creativity, really. I mean, it's the first one I've seen, but miharo, ka pai.
When I went up and did my presentation, I think with my strategy being make sure your story is truthful, because if it's truthful, then that way it's just going to come out naturally. Today I've created my first memory that I can remember back in the islands of Fiji.
Bringing in the first memory card, oh bro.
I was born there. I only stayed there for 3 years and we migrated as a family to New Zealand. So we all stayed at our grandparents' house, my grandparents' house. And the memory that I can remember is a fruit tree that was out the front.
He had a nice tree, carved out that palm tree, had a nice watermelon.
There's roots that link to the tree, and we all know that roots gives trees life and gives them nutrients. So that's just me showing that what my grandparents have taught my parents, being humble, but also being proud in terms of your culture and who you are.
Wow, I thought it was very well said. It was very beautiful. And I think if there's anything that we can take away with us from your beautiful presentation, is that beautiful fruit will always be in abundance if you have a really strong root. Fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, I thought Jesus' design was good, you know, but I definitely thought I had it in the bag today.
Oh.
Crap, yeah.
I think I definitely hit the best, hands down.
Man, when Josh got called forward, man, I was like, finally this big chest is leaving.
This is our fale. That's the title of it. And I just wanted to tell the story of how all the chores that our ancestors used to do to provide for their families, and how it made it into artwork and sort of carving and things like that. So it tells the story of our history. And the reason why I used the outside, because one, it's easier to carve the patterns, but also because the inside is sweet, just like when you go home. There's no place sweeter than home.
To sum up what you've said, the inside is always very sweet. Very good. Never forget that.
Looking at everyone's carvings and sculptures, I think I definitely had the best, hands down. My story is about two beautiful Polynesian princesses and their journey home.
He could have done a lot more with that rock melon in terms of aligning it to his storytelling. It was a bit all over the place.
So basically, this bottom bit here, that represents the two princesses away from home. The top here is home for the beautiful princesses. And those two beautiful princesses was Honey and Honey.
Oh.
When he said the panis was at the bottom, and me that was just a big, nah, you don't do that. You put you know the people that you prize and cherish the most up top, because that's where they belong, like kings and queens.
I thought a bit shaky on your story. I think it's, you know, where we start off, you started us at the bottom of the fruit, and I don't know about you, Sass, but you know, I think sometimes we like to be on the top.
So I think my carving was A+, but the story was a bit of a F, bit of a failure there. I need to work on the old storytelling, I think.
Funny, Māori. Okay, so what we have here is a river or lake or sea of blood.
I think I did exceptionally well, actually. I think my storyline was pretty good, and you know, I backed it up, and with whatever I got.
So, I guess simple as it is, it's a plate of life.
You were the only one that had a big chili. And so we're expecting very hot things with that chili, but it's good that you put your banana in it. And that's hot. That's great.
So my dish, as you may see by the front, is called tino pai kai, which means very good, very good food.
Oscar, he gets on my nerves, and he should have been eliminated on that second week.
So yeah, for me, just growing up with my beautiful mother, she, you know, didn't always have a lot, but she always made sure that we had food on our table. So we always Always said Grayson.
Oh, actually, yeah, I think Oscar was going a bit too deep. He was taking it too seriously. At the end of the day, it's just a bowl of fruit and you eat it.
And it's a good story, but it looks like a bowl of fruit salad.
They were kind of just, you know, okay. They saw there was a bowl of fruit there, and I think they were kind of just waiting for the big wow. Okay, what's next? So.
Well done on your creations. Remember, this is the game of bros. We are looking for the ultimate Nesian warrior, so you must always remember to bring your A game.
Thank you, boys, for your lovely creations. We need time to deliberate, so go away so we can pick a colour and guess back and talk about your work. Off you go. Well done, boys. You guys had some amazing creations, and some of you had some really amazing stories and some very out there stories. Sis.
That's right, sis. What we were looking for in your creations needed to be backed up by your stories. Well, I wanted to hear some music, some songs, but it was stand and deliver.
Well, this is the fun part of the day, and this is also after a conversation with our guest judge, Paula Maxwell. The decision is unanimous, and the winner for today is Jesse.
I get the word from the Panis and Y that I've won the challenge, and I'm stoked. Haven't had a win yet all these weeks. I'm still here, I've survived, but to get a win was amazing.
I think Jesse did deserve to win that challenge. He was pretty articulate with his words and how he presented his plate. And, you know, everybody needs a chance to win, so, you know.
As a recipient of the Taonga Noa, you were safe from elimination from today. And we'll have an advantage going into the next challenge.
Here you go, here's your kete. It's got our phone number in there.
Thank you.
Beautiful creation, beautiful story.
Beautiful. Well done. Okay, guys, now it's the really sad part of the day, but it has to be done because it is, after all, about a game of bros. Joash, we were really impressed with you. We thought you did very well, and so did you with your fruit bowl, Oscar. But for us, we feel that, Josh, could you please step forward?
When Josh stepped forward, I was relieved, obviously.
I was a little bit shocked.
I was stoked. We all remember episode 2 when he tried to vote me off, and it's been my goal just to get rid of that SOB ever since.
Your story was a little bit lackluster and a little bit confusing. 2 princesses started off at an island and ended up in a pink island, and they ended up being us. But we'd also like to call Carlos.
And then they called my name up.
Your presentation was a little bit and then out came your story, and that was also a
It's a plate of life.
So that's why we're at a situation.
This was a really, really tough call to make.
I'm sorry. Carlos, please remove your ear lover.
When they call out Carlos's name and they say, you know, give us your love lover, you're off, all I'm thinking is I'm one step closer to winning the game.
Josh, please also remove your ear lover.
Finally this big chess is leaving.
Oh.
Sorry.
Guys, both of you will be going home. Off you go.
I saw myself on the plane, my wife sitting next to me. Good job, babe. Thanks, babe. Love you.
Wait, guys. You'll be going home with us. No one is leaving us today.
Come back, the both of you. What is going on?
Bro, this is not fair. Them getting a chance. Eamon didn't get a chance last week. And he came from American Samoa. These guys just live up the road. Oh my gosh.
You gotta love the twists, but then I was thinking, why? Why today of all days do you have to call these big Hercules guys to come back?
Guys, please understand that you are in the running to becoming the next ultimate Nesian warrior. So you must bring your A game, yeah? So that was a bit of a wake-up call. It's only going to get harder from here.
And we like it hard.
We're sort of still in the game, so lucky we've got that wild card and a bit of a twist to the game, yeah? Bit of a twist.
Yeah, Josh, Carlos, both the judges and our special guests agreed that both of yours weren't up to standard.
Lucky for you, this wasn't an elimination round.
But there's a couple more weeks to go. Okay, ka kaha, kia maia, kia manawa nui. Okay, bring it in for the group hug.
We're lucky. Okay.
Next week on Game of Bros, the boys get lit.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.